What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Trevor back again in another video. And today, I will be dropping my top 100 players in the NBA. Now, for disclaimer, I will not be ranking rookies higher than they should be. Just because, one, they haven't been through an NBA season. Two, they have to experience the rookie wall, so they're going to have to face adversity to see how they going to, basically overcome that, and try to get back to where they were. And three, they don't have enough experience. They don't have no NBA experience. So we all look like ranking them in front of guys that has NBA experience and did a good job in said season. So yeah, and this is based off the 22-23 season as well. So it's definitely not going to make no sense to have rookies in front of players that play fairly good. So that would make too much sense. So let's get right into it. Nikola Jokic is number one on my list. And he's one of the best post-up players in the league. The best passer in the league. But I'll probably give it like top two. Yes, he's just portable in any offense. His defense in the pick and roll was definitely underrated. Folks didn't look at that, but he was definitely good in the pick and roll. Granted, he didn't have to face a guy like Steph Curry who can pull up from three, and that would make Jokic uncomfortable to a degree. But Jokic was definitely using different, a lot of coverages. They had him blitzing, they had him trapping, hedge and recover. It dropped like they used all the coverages in the book to make sure like the opposing team wasn't comfortable in said it said offense basically. Make the offense definitely uncomfortable. The Nuggets defense like in the playoffs, I believe they were like what weren't they like top three, something like that in the playoffs? So yeah, and like I said earlier, he's one of the best offensive talents, not just right now, but of all time. Just watch out for him. All right, two, I got Giannis. Now, the reason why I have Giannis right here, he was the best player in the world for me for like 2 years straight, right? But this playoff run, it was inexcusable, bruh. Inexcusable. Like, missing 13 free throws is already bad enough. But it was to a point in that game where he was just missing all types of layups, left and right. He was just overshooting layups because of how aggressive he was, because he could not do anything besides get to the rim. Yes, his passing is still good, but Jesus, man, like that mid-range game need to come back. Now, granted, that folks did say, Bucks fans did say that he was shooting fairly good before the wrist injury. So take that as you will. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure what was his mid-range numbers before the injury. I just know in the postseason it was bad and he couldn't really do it much of anything. All right, so three, I got Steph Curry. Now, Steph Curry, I think I had him 30 last year, right? He didn't move for me at all. So not Nicole, but Steph Curry, he won a championship in 2022. But that season, like in that regular season, it was like not up to his standard. 2023 looked much better to like a Steph Curry like type season. Just the team as a whole is inconsistent. Steph Curry was injury prone again. Yeah, that's all I gotta say to it. He's still the best shooter of all time. He's still the best shooter in the league. His passing got better because now he can get to the rim at will with his dribble. His dribble is like he can manipulate his dribble now. He can handle traps and blitzes that coming his way. He don't pick up the dribble like he used to. So yeah, he definitely improved as a player, which is good because like he was passing early out doubles and traps and just turning balls. So that is a good sign. So that's why I have him at three. Now four, I have Luka. Yeah, there's really nothing else to say about Luka. He's one of the best passers, probably top 2, 3 passers in the league. He can get to the rim anytime he wants to. He can finish at the rim good, but I believe it wasn't like to his standard because I believe there were seasons prior that he was finished a lot better at the ring compared to this year. He still got the same post game. He got elite post game. Um, and yeah, and hopefully him losing this weight this summer can actually add to his explosiveness and speed like it was in 1920. He get back to that, and if he get back to that, look out. Then we're gonna see a better condition Luca. Probably he probably gonna get to even better now. He probably gonna finish better, and he gonna be lasting through games now. So that's good. So yeah, five. I got Anthony Davis. Now 5 through 8 is interchangeable. So let me get that out the way. 5 through 8 is interchangeable. Do not just look at this and just think, I'm, crazy for thinking this. But yeah, number 5 AD. Now, I should have made this out loud. Should have regular season and postseason production. Now the reason why Luka don't have it is because the team required Kyrie. It was a lot of team turnovers. They lost a bunch of like defend. Well, not a bunch. They just lost Dorian Finney-Smith, who was their best defender, and that just messed up everything. So that's why Luka don't have playoff production. But we just had for him, for him only probably. We're just gonna go from years prior. So yeah, now 5. Let's get back to 5. AD. Now the reason why I have AD here, he had a great regular season. He had a great postseason. He established himself as the best defender in the league. He also established himself as probably the best rim protector in our generation. Probably 4 at best, right? I mean 4 at worst, right? And yeah, there's really too much. There's really nothing to say about AD because yes, he's fairly inconsistent. That has been a problem. I believe that problem needs to be addressed this year because he was fairly consistent before he messed up his foot, but it's just when he came back, it just up and down performances just was more like a thing. Like I don't get why that was. Probably need more insight on that, but yeah, AD, he's one of the best of all time. That's no question. He's one of the greatest lob threats ever. Um, yeah, greatest rim protector, and also he also made the Warriors change their lineup like 3 times, which is impressive to me. So that tell you all you need to know about how elite Anthony Davis is. All right, 6. We got Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, I believe, is becoming fairly underrated. Now, folks don't even see him as a superstar, which is wild to me because, like, what do you categorize as a superstar? And, like, in my previous video, which I can link down below, a superstar to me, you got to make multiple All-NBA teams, multiple All-Star teams. You got to be able to lead the team to the finals, which he did. And yeah, that's just self-explanatory. Like this guy can lead the Boston Celtics to a championship. He can do it. Now, even though he looked bad his first playoff run, but that was just a multitude of shoulder, wrist, all types of injury going on there. But this year, it like he definitely established himself as the first option and superstar in the league. That's all I gotta say to it. Also, he good mid range career. Good. He good in the post as well. He just like his finishing also improved, which I was looking out for because you cannot be 6'9" and be missing the most layups in the league. I'm glad that he fixed that to a degree. It's still not the level I want it to be for a player of his height, but yeah, it's definitely improved. 7, I got D Book, and then the same goes for D Book. Now, D Book has become fairly underrated at times. I won't say all the time like Jason Tatum, but at times he become fairly underrated because D Book, he led his team to the finals. He has seen multiple defensive coverages as a number 1 option. He's one of the best mid range creators in the league. There's no question he's the best slasher on that team. He can get to the rim. And yeah, like this is not something that was just living off KD. Like he can do this without KD. It's just the thing, can KD do it without Book? That's the real question. Like because we've seen the last few years what KD has done in the playoffs and what Book has done in the playoffs. So yeah, I'm just leaving it at that. I'm just leaving it at that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Hey, I got Jordan beat. Now, this is like he could be lower on this list, but he also could be higher as five on this list. And the reason I think that way because he's one of the best regular season performers, right? But it's coming to a point where he's dropping at historic levels. Like his points per game in the playoffs this past year dropped by like 13. 13. And his field goal percentage also dropped, which is also a problem. That's a double win that cannot happen if he trying to establish himself as an all-time great player, bro. Like, I understand your points drop, but your field goal percentage cannot drop. And if your points don't drop, right, your field goal percentage can drop a little bit, but it's not to like bad level, but it can drop a little bit. But yeah, this is like sad. And he also injured himself again in the playoffs. This is another playoffs where he cannot stay healthy in, bro. Another playoffs. He only played in one healthy playoff series, and that was the series they got swept. Oh man, I don't know, bro. Jordan B, like he's definitely a top 10 player in the NBA, but man, it's just getting annoying at this point with him as a player, his health, it's just everything, right? Nine, I've been struggling with this, right? 9, 10, and 11. Now, Kawhi Leonard, he could be 9 on this list, but the thing is with them two, well, actually these three actually, Bron, KD, and Kawhi, they both can't stay on the floor, right? All three can't stay on the floor. Kawhi Leonard is just much worse. He cannot stay on the floor at all. LeBron, he's still one of the best finishers in the league. He showed his off-ball ability, right? As a scorer, his off-ball scoring ability. Um, He's still the best passer out of the three by far. Probably top. He's still top five passer in the league. Top five playmaker in the league. Um, yeah, there's not too much to explain. We get that out the way real quick. Yeah, but there's nothing to explain to that because yeah, this is Kawhi can't stay on the floor. KD can't stay on the floor. But I believe Bron in like multiple occasions, he's shown in the playoffs at least that he can still give you a game or two when need be. Like he can still do it. If folks don't even talk about the 2020 game he had against the Grizzlies, which was impressive. I'm surprised he even grabbed 20 rebounds to begin with. That's all you need to know of how much he wanted to win that game. Like, but yeah. 10, I got KD. Now, the reason why I got KD at 10 and not like the close to the top five is because of his last few playoff performances. If anything, I could probably rank KD 11 and Kawhi 10th. And just based off what KD had just put on film, bro. Like 21-22, right? Played the Boston Celtics. You was like you wasn't favored on FanDuel, but multiple media outlets had you favored. They thought you and Kyrie was going to be an elite duo that was going to get past the Celtics defense, and they came up small. KD came up even smaller. He didn't look good. So okay, that goes the way that it goes. Go to next season, play with the Nets, do good. Kyrie requested trade, so that week you requested trade. You go to the Suns, which was a fairly okay roster, but they had to give up a lot of depth to make that trade happen. And yeah, I believe he did all right or okay, good against the Clippers, right? And then against the Nuggets, it was bad. Like Aaron Gordon would make everything uncomfortable for him. He's taking a lot of bad shots. He already don't have a he can't get to the rim like he used to. But if you ask him, he feel like he can get down here wherever he wants to, which is I guess different terminology. I guess. Um, but yeah, KD, he definitely falling off as a player. It's okay to admit that because even guys like Bron falling off as a player. Kawhi, he's still a good player, he's just injury prone. Now let's talk about him now. Kawhi, injury prone. He's a good mid range career. He's gotten better as a passer, but he cannot stay on the floor, bro. Like 2 games in these playoffs, he looked good and he got hurt and he had to miss the rest of the playoffs because of another knee injury, bro. Another knee injury. And like I'm not saying he peaked as well. You can say he peaked in 2020, 2021, but it's annoying just watching how great he is as a player. And just we can't see as often because he's always injured, bro. That's my only part with Kawhi Leonard. If anything, he can rank high as probably like 5 on my list, bro. That's how much I believe in Kawhi Leonard, but he cannot stay healthy to save his life. All right, 12, I got SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, the reason why I got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 12, and not, where D-Mitch is, which I will get to him in a moment, is because he put up a season we haven't seen since Michael Jordan, averaging 30 points per game and only put up 1 3 a game. So I was just straight buckets from him and getting to the line. Speaking of getting to the line, he's one of the best drivers. He's probably the best driver in the league as a guard. He's probably the best finisher in the league as a guard. Like he know how to manipulate the defense to do what he wants them to do, and he can pull up anywhere, get to his spots. Like, and the Thunder had a chance to go to the playoffs, but they ultimately just ran to a team that had more talent than them. And we gonna see how SGA do next year because SGA with Chet Holmgren, J Dub, Josh Gay, and those boys, Casey Wallace, we gonna see something. We gonna see something special over there. They building something. They building something the correct way. That's all I gotta say. 13, I got Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard, he had just another Damian Lillard season, a great season. I think did he have like 30 something games this year? That's impressive. Made 13 All NBA. Congrats to Dame. But I believe it could have went to someone else. But if we do individual awards, I believe he deserved it. All right. His team just lacked talent. Like each year, it just lacked talent. Lack cohesion, like it's bad, bro. It's bad. That's why he requesting a trade now, and hopefully he lands with the Heat because he definitely gonna remind folks that Damian Lillard is still a winning player and he can lead the Heat to the championship. That the Heat was missing a shot creator that can get to the spot at will, and do it better than Tyler Hero. Now Tyler Hero, he was missing. I believe he could change some things, but let's be honest, Tyler Hero definitely has a ceiling to him, and Damian Lillard, like he can raise the floor way better than Tyler Hero just because of how elite and special Dame is as a talent. So yeah, 14, I got D Mitch, I got Donovan Mitchell. Now the reason why I got Donovan Mitchell at 14 compared to what I had last year, like was it like 10 through 12 or something like that? It's because he had a great regular season in his own right. I believe he made second team All NBA. But his postseason was very, very bad, bro. Like him, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Jerry Allen, the top 4 best players on the team looked horrible against the Knicks, bro. That was egregious. That should never happen that bad where all 4 of your best players just look bad, bro. Yeah, and then last year, the year prior, he would like almost I think bad in this series. So he's coming back to life as a playoff performer. I still believe in him as a playoff performer. I believe these 2 series are just blimps and not the real thing. And yeah, D-Mills is still one of the most explosive scorers in the league. He get to the rim, he get to his spots, mid range. He daily pull up 3-point shooter, and it definitely improving as a playmaker each year. So like, let's not get too crazy on the D-Mills slander, but let's evaluate him based on what he did last season. So 15, I got Trey Young. Now Trey Young is one of the probably top 3 to 5 passers in the league by far. One of the best playmakers in the league. Can manipulate his dribble better than anyone. It can pass off a lot of dribble, which is a very rare skill to have as a passer. Um, Definitely got a middle game, his middle game is limited because he can't get to the rim like he wants to because his height and size and strength really. Yeah, that's all I got to say. And he's one of the most prolific scorers in the league. Now his 3-point shooting has definitely dropped off a little bit, but I believe he's gonna come back to where it was in his prior seasons. All right, 16. I got Jalen Brunson. Now Jalen Brunson has become underrated in some sorts. And 21-22, the last season with the Mavs, definitely should have, opened some eyes because Jalen Brunson, when he saw when Luka was out, was definitely impressive. Then when he was with Luka, he still had good to great performances. And then folks thought he was overpaid when he got to the Knicks. I didn't think that was overpaid to begin with. You can go to my old video. I didn't think that was an overpay. I believe he was fairly paid, and he showed why. He had a great season. And I'm trying to remember, did he make the All NBA team? I have to look back on that. But if he didn't, he definitely deserved it. He also deserved the All Star nod. I don't even think he got that either. So yeah, and Jalen Brunson is one of the, and he had a great playoff series. Well, yeah, you can say he had a great playoff series against the Cavs because he was definitely the best player in that series by far. Then he went to the Heat. I believe he was the best player in that series. Just because Jimmy Butler, he was hurt and had that ankle injury, just recovered from it. So yeah, dropping 30 bombs. He got a good mid range game, got a good middle game. Probably not one of the best defenders at the guard position, but he's still he can hold his own. It's just not good. Um, yeah, he got a good 3-point shot. He one of the best using the post up. That's an underrated skill guards like a few guards possess. And yeah, that's all I got to say about Jalen Brunson. Now 17, I got Ja Morant. Now folks gonna have a problem with me ranking Jalen Brunson over Ja, but like I said for Jalen Brunson, Ja just don't possess the skill, just don't possess the 3-point shooting skills or not even 3-point, just shooting in general. Like he don't possess the same shooting skills as Jalen Brunson. His middle game, he definitely has a good middle game, but it's definitely like held back to a degree because he just don't shoot off of it. Like it's always floaters, which is still count by the way. It's floaters, but his shooting ability is just not good. But he's definitely a way better. I say way better passer than Jalen Brunson. I believe he's a better finisher at the rim and can get to the rim whenever he wants better than Jalen Brunson. But if we talking a playoff setting, which Ja Morant has definitely thrived in, right? Jalen Brunson has definitely performed better in the playoffs. If we talking about last season, then Ja Morant. Now, Ja Morant was hurt. Don't get me wrong. He was hurt. Don't get me wrong about that. But Jalen Brunson, he definitely showed the ability to be a playoff performer. He showed it 2 years straight. Like, what else do he need to do? All right, 18, I got Ant-Man. I got Anthony Edwards. Now, the reason why I have Anthony Edwards at 18 or top 20 in general because he has gotten better each season. He had to lead a team to begin the season where the spacing was clogged. He even mentioned that it was very clogged. When Cat went down, like even though it was called, but he was still a 3 point threat. Like Clark the Talent is still a threat on the court, but they ain't have him. He had to carry the load and made to the play-in. They made to and then eventually made to the playoffs. They even got a game on the champs, which is crazy because I thought it should have been a sweep in my opinion. But Anthony Edwards would not go down without a fight. So yeah, congrats to Anthony Edwards on his improvement in season. All right, 19 I got De'Aaron Fox, and man, once you talk about explosive guards, bro, he's definitely up there with Ja Morant as an explosive guard. Fat. I don't know. I still think to this day, I think he's faster than John Morant, bro. I really do, because there would be times, right? Like it's like it'd be a half court possession, like the team just scored type stuff, right? They have to inbound it. And De'Aaron Fox, he just get into that mode where he get up the court in like 5 seconds and he's at the rim and he's finishing it. He's finishing the play. I'm like, bro, like that is too fast, bro. Like it just be at the most opportune time because when the team needs the most, he gets that ball. Either Mike Brown telling the speed up or he feel like he can get advantage in this play. But man, if you not matched up right away once you playing the Kings, good luck because De'Aaron Fox definitely gonna exploit that. And he's a fairly decent passer. He could have made it to the second round if he didn't mess up his finger, I believe. So yeah, Fox he definitely um also, he also improving as a shooter, which is also encouraging. So, yeah, De'Aaron Fox, he probably gonna climb this list some more. We gonna see. We gonna see. And 20, I got Triple J. Now, the reason why I have Triple J on this list, I mean at 20, is because he's one probably top three defender in the league. Um, he's improving like in his post up touches, right? Um, he can get and he got way better, handle now than he did you know, early on in his career. He his shooting still haven't came back to life like it was in that one season, which is probably like I wouldn't say a fluke season, but probably like a season like that was like abnormal for him. Um, yeah, Yeah, he just one of the most. He had good, I would say, I say fairly decent playoff series against the Lakers. Definitely was helping out Vando a lot, which also helped his numbers to a degree. But once Vando was off the court, though, he was still making his impact felt in the game. I think I remember that one block he had on Rui Hachimura. Rui Hachimura tried to stuff it. That man packed that mug and freaking John Riggs got easy layup on fast break. If I remember that play correctly, I think that was that play. But man, that was tough. And I think LeBron hit the game tired and they won OT. I believe I have those sequence of plays right. I think. So yeah, 21. I got James Harden. Now James Harden, he had a great regular season, right? But a bad postseason, man. A bad postseason. Like I think his 2 point percentage in that net series was all time bad. Then we go to the Celtics series where he had two 40 point games in that series, but I think he still averaged like in the 20s still. And that just showed you how bad he was outside those 40 point games, bro. Fairly like very bad, and folks think he's still like the same James Harden. He's just not. It's okay. He don't have the same burst no more. He's heavily relying on his jump shot. He wasn't like that. Like even with the Nets, he wasn't even like that. But he's still one of the best passers in the league, so that's encouraging. And yeah, it's the reason why only the Clippers is the only team he wants to go to because I believe that's the only team that can offer him a role that's comfortable enough for him to succeed. Because it go to the Knicks, like I don't think the ball gonna be in his hands like that. You go to the what's another team? Like the Suns are unreasonable from the jump because then what's the point of having all these guards no bigs? They said I think there's really no market for James Harden. That's what I'm saying. Like his skill set right now. And he also I want to say he's a ball stopper, bro. Like he needs the ball, he needs to operate in the pick and roll, he needs to, dribble, step back three, or at least try to get to the lane, but he can't get to the lane like he used to. Like players like George Niang can clamp him up now, which is not good at all. So yeah, we're gonna see what James Harden land. I believe he's still gonna probably be around this area. I don't think he gonna get buried because he definitely lost a step and very noticeably declined as an athlete. So 22, I got Zion. Now Zion, my only problem with him is him staying on the court, and then with that, he hasn't improved as a player. His defense is still bad. His playmaking, we only seen a stretch of good playmaking when he was the point guard and since 2021. Mind you, 2021. We haven't seen flashes of him showing uh playmaking skills, right? Um folks say he don't need a jump shot. I believe he needs like a short mid range jump shot. Doesn't mean you're gonna have to sell for that shot all the time because first off, this is Zion. He's going to try to go to the rim at will, which he can do. He's probably the best at it, and he's the best finisher when he get there. So yeah, I don't think he gonna sell a lot if he develop a short mid range jump shot. I'm not even telling a three. Like no, I don't. He's out here. He need to get into that mid range and restricted area. That's what he need to be living at. Shoot, probably even like a good post game, like a post phase or something. But he can't do that if he's always rehabbing, which is a problem. And folks saying I saw a list that he was better than LeBron, and I believe that's bad because LeBron's still a better playmaker. It's still a better defender at his age, which is not good. So yeah, I don't know why I saw that. This is where I rank Zion though at 22. 23 I got Bam. Now the reason why I have Bam at 23, he one of the most switchable defenders in the league. Probably top 5 defender in the league. Uh Made Jamal Murray uncomfortable once they try to use the screen action. Like, and he was the best player in that Miami Heat Nuggets series by far. The Celtics series, I'm not sure who was the better player out of Jimmy Butler or Bam, but I believe Bam was probably better because he defense all over the court. He can switch on the Tatum or switch on to Jaylen Brown or even just guard one of them like straight up and have a very good success on them. So yeah, it's something to think about. And I believe Bam, I believe he can reach like folks can say he's better than Triple J, which I have no problem with that if you believe that. But yeah, and Bam's also an underrated passer for his position. What? Well, I wouldn't say underrated. I believe he's fairly rated as a passer because he definitely can make the pocket pass. Um, he can make reads that'll surprise you. Like he's not Nikola Jokic, but he can definitely make reads that'll surprise you, and he's a good lob threat. All right, so moving right along. 24, I got Paul George. Now, Paul George. Oh, it's sad because him and Kawhi definitely have the same problem with being injury prone. Paul George likes to sell a lot now. He wasn't like that early in his career. He used to be able to get to a rim and get to a rim at will. But he sells a lot. he still got one of the smoothest games. Let's not get that twisted. He got one of the smoothest games out there. Still good to great 3-point shooter. Like okay positive defender. But yeah, he just can't stay on the court long enough. That is my problem with him, Zion, and Kawhi. And 25 to round out my list is Brandon Ingram. Now the reason why I have Brandon Ingram right here, it's just he also injury prone too. It's just sad, bro. And to be honest, Brandon Ingram probably better than Paul George. I might switch that around, but yeah, Brandon Ingram, one of the best shot creators in the league, one of the best passers in the league. Well, I'll say top 15 passers in the league. Can get to his spots, but it just like I said for Zion, Paul George, and Kawhi, they're just injury prone, cannot stay on the court. And I believe Brandon Ingram can reach another gear because we saw it in the playoffs. When he reaches that another gear, he almost upset the Suns last year. So yeah, and with Brandon Ingram being the best player on the team, so that's to tell you without Zion. So that's to tell you all you need to know about Brandon Ingram. And yeah, that rounded my top 25 list. Let me know if you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe. And this is your boy Trail. And I'm out. Be ready